I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. This current generation of boxing, what a letdown. Vergil Ortiz's team speaks out and they put a price on it. The Jaron boots Ennis fight. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. In this video, I'm going to break it down. And spoiler alert, I don't like it. I'm going to explain why in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I've been doing this for several years, and I'm going to just jump out the window with it. We are in the weakest of boxing times that I can remember. A whole lot of yap, a whole lot of talk, social media, people typing, fights not happening, fights getting canceled. And this generation, I've told y'all, they are not holding it down like the pioneers and the great fighters of yesteryear. And you would have to be a complete fool to keep falling for the okie doke. Y'all fell for the mouse trap. Put cheese on the trap, you came right to it, right? You would have to be foolish to keep falling for it. Like me, you ain't got to burn me more than once for me to get the memo. You know what I mean? And it's sad because this is how boxing fans get treated. Like, I think there's a Bob Arum quote where he says, boxing fans are dumb as rocks. You can kick them any which way. I mean, he was kind of cooking. My boy Arum was kind of cooking. Terrence Crawford and the Bud Buddies, they're dumb as rocks. Like, he was kind of cooking because boxing, we see premature stoppages, horrible scorecard, nothing happens. Wild, wild west of sports. And then now, you can't even really get excited, or at least me. You can do whatever you want to do. But Vergil Ortiz's team, I did a dedicated unpack video. What I need from you is this. If you are a fan of boxing, you are a fan of me. I run the game with an iron fist. I am the best in the business, and it's not even close. So just allow me to prove it to you. Check out some of my other videos. But this morning, I put out an unpack video. And it was really exposing the whole Boots and Vergil Ortiz. And what I've been saying, I've been cooking because I call it down the middle how I see it. And a lot of people want to bring up, oh, Boots ducked before. Two wrongs don't make a right, they say. So I don't really care about failed negotiations when Boots was at 47. We're right here, right now. Right here, right now. Is a perfect opportunity. This fight needs to happen next. I'm so sick. I'm Neo. I'm so sick, so tired of back and forth, people doing face-offs, people posturing on social media, and then the fight don't happen. Now, I'm being real. All of the doubts right now, currently, not in the past when Boots was at 147, but right now, all of the things that are making me doubtful that this fight happens next is coming from Vergil Ortiz's side. Days before the Lubin fight, Vergil's pops did an interview that you can find online, and he was like, why should we fight Boots? He needs to earn his way. After Ortiz beat Lubin, he's talking about Errol Spence. He want to fight Errol Spence. It's his dream fight. And he don't care what nobody says because that's his personal dream. So this is the problem with fighters in this new age. They act like the people's champ. They say, I want to fight the best. They say, oh, the fans are great and I want to make my fans happy. But then you have a face-off Nicolas Cage. Peach. I could eat a peach for hours. A face-off John Travolta in a John Woo film. That's Face Off. I'm Castor Troy. I'm Castor Troy. I'm ready for the big ride, baby. Oh, Sean, I don't want to die, Sean. Please, you're going to have to shoot me. If you know the movie, you know what I'm talking about. You remember when Nick Cage, when John Travolta had the gun, he's like, I don't want to die, Sean. Please, no, Sean. Well, I guess you're going to have to shoot me. Anywho, we're talking about a face-off. What is the point of doing a face-off with Boots, who was in attendance, if you want to fight some other person, Errol Spence, that was in attendance? And why didn't you face off with him? Right? Why do you want to fight the guy off of a loss and a 3-year layoff? But then you're up here posturing and going back and forth. Boots is like, I'll bet you anything. I guarantee you, I'm going to beat you. And then now you and your team keep doing these things. His manager also co-signed the notion of Errol Spence. And now feast your eyes on this. This is what his manager is saying now. Vergil Ortiz manager says, don't send Ish our way unless it has 7 zeros on it, or it won't even get looked at. And I assume that emoji is a mic drop. Don't send our way unless it got 7 zeros attached. Now they naming their price publicly. Now, maybe you guys are good at math, but some of you aren't. 6 zeros would indicate $1 million. So if he's talking about 7 zeros, it has to be 10 million, 1 zero, and then the 6 that equal $1 million, right? So the extra zeros derive from the 10. So that means they are asking for publicly $10 million to fight Boots or greater, right? Because it could be 10, it could be 11, 12, 20, right? But they need at least bare bones minimum to get 7 zeros. You need $10 million. In the words of Damon Wayans, 2 snaps and around the world. Hated it. I hate when fighters and teams do this. For one, this manager, is he pulling the strings like he's talking? That's why Boots was like, yo, manager talking crazy, right? He making it sound like he above Golden Boy almost. He like, don't send us nothing unless it got 7 zeros with it. You know what I mean? So that, to me, that's a little bit weird, right? You talking like you Golden Boy or something. Like you the end all be all and you got veto power to veto whatever. 2, let's say that's your price. Why are you tweeting and texting and posting and responding publicly? None of the fans is going to come up with that type of money, right? So speaking to the fans on social media is not a good method. You have to negotiate. You have to see if Turkey, I mean, he's the one that would probably pay the big money for the fight. But you do that behind closed doors. I am not a fan of people trying to negotiate through the public. It's just like, where they do that at? What is the point of doing that? The fans, you're trying, it's like you're trying to, I don't know, because I didn't do it, so I can't really speak on the rationale. But to me, it's foolish, because that's what negotiations are for. Negotiations should be completely and utterly behind closed doors. You name your price, da-da-da-da. Why do we as the public need to know your price? We're not the ones that need to come up with the money. The platforms, the networks, Turkey, the financier, or whoever, they're the ones that would have to come up with the price. Second, now you need $10 million. Like, where did this number come from? You know what I mean? Where did this number come from? And that's the other problem. You had guys like Caleb Plant, Danny Jacobs, Kovalev. They got around 10 to 12, $13 million to fight Canelo. So that was a fight with Canelo, who was the face of boxing and is guaranteed to, because those were good fights, except for the Kovalev fight. But Jacobs was unification, as was Plant, and Plant was for undisputed. So it was unification for undisputed. So And Kovalev did have a belt, and he was a known name. So you're fighting Canelo, and then that's the type of purse you're getting. Boots and Vergil Ortiz is a good fight. These guys are not stars. Vergil Ortiz is barely out in the public when he's not fighting. He's usually playing the guitar and at Comic-Con and stuff like that, talking about his favorite rock songs and La Guitarra and strumming the guitar and stuff. Bro, it's not like he connects on that level where he's this big, colossal star. Boots is still, he's pretty big, but he's not like urban legend. Yeah, I mean, he's more of like urban legend as opposed to like colossal star. Like he sells in his market for the most part. I don't know that with no dance partner, you could put Lima fight outside of his market in like LA and then do crazy numbers or a good live gate, right? So neither one of these fighters is a great fight, but neither one of them have branded themselves or been branded from their promoter or whatever to the point where they're like Wilder in his prime, Errol Spence, Canelo, Gervonta Davis, these types of names that are just like ringing bells and highly profitable. You know what I mean? So where is this number even coming from? Again, why are you negotiating through the public? And you never did this before. You never said, oh, to fight Lubin, I need this amount. So why are you now doing it for Boots? For me, these are like telltale signs that don't look good for me. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram. We cooking over there as well. Link in the description, link in bio. But I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this. You did this whole face-off. Everybody was involved. Everybody's making their pick. And then now you're suggesting that Errol Spence fight happen next. You're now putting out your price. Why are you telling us your price? Please let me know in the comment section. Why do we need to know what your price point is in order to get the fight done? Somebody with intelligence, let me know why on earth we need to know what his asking price is. And where did you come with $10 million? Right? And there's so many questions with this. Why would you rather fight a guy who's been dormant for 3 years almost? 3. Like Errol Spence, and he's coming off a bad loss with 0 fights. And you're talking about this is your dream fight. I can understand that at a point in time when Errol was undefeated before he met Crawford, you're like, I want that fight. But now, under the current terms, like why would you not want to see Errol Spence, first of all, notify the public if he's even coming back? Because as of me recording the video, I feel like that's unclear. I just seen a post the other day, and I'm sure it was cap, but it said Errol Spence has officially retired. So you got people making these posts because he's been so dormant and inactive that they just assume that he's not even coming back or whatever, right? So if you really want to fight the best, which is what Vergil Ortiz said, why on earth would you want to fight Errol under these current terms when you know he's not fought recently? You know he's coming off a bad loss to Crawford. Please explain that. Somebody in the comment section with intelligence, explain why you would prefer that as opposed to a healthy, active Jaron Boots Ennis who got in your face. And why are you putting your price out in public like we're part of the negotiations? We don't need to know that. We, the boxing fans, we, the people, we just want an outcome. We want to see the fight. We'll pay for the fight. We want an outcome. So for me, I haven't been impressed with what I'm seeing from Team Ortiz lately, and it doesn't give me any faith that this fight will happen next. Maybe Turkey can, pull some strings or satisfy both parties, but anytime people are doing this, it look like you don't want the fight next. Straight up, straight like that. Let me know what you think. Very disappointing. I wouldn't hold your breath for this fight to happen next. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.